Hello everyone, and welcome to the Crystal Lightworkers podcast, to aid spirituality and well-being with crystals. I'm Jackie Winters, founder of the British Academy of Crystal Healing. Today I would like to discuss with you light coding and sacred geometry. Hi everyone, I hope that you're creating a wonderful day filled with happiness and creativity. So today I'd like to share with you my channelings on light coding or reprogramming using light consciousness. The channelings that I do are done using a Quartz Teacher Crystal. Quartz are the master healers and they display sacred geometry. Sacred geometry are shapes and growth patterns or designs that give us a clue as to what vibration the quartz is offering us. In other words, it lets us know what it is capable of unleashing within us. The vibration will help unleash that within us. I love it the way that nature has a wonderful way of speaking to us and letting us know what is good for us. So next time you cut into a pepper, just look at the shape that is inside the pepper, because a pepper actually looks like a heart, and it has actually been found that peppers are good for our hearts. And it's exactly the same kind of thing in sacred geometry. When you start to look into sacred geometry in more depth, then you will find that there are certain growth patterns that give you indications as to what the quartz family are good for. Now, it is only the clear quartz, the rose quartz, amethyst, and all the other quartz in the family of quartz don't display sacred geometry, just clear quartz. I think sometimes you get it in smoky quartz, but quite rarely. So the Teacher Quartz crystals grow naturally in the earth, and they are identified by having a main body, sort of a chunk of it, with smaller crystals attached to it. So it's like the main body is the teacher, and the tiny little growth crystals on it are the students. These crystals offer the vibration of leadership to those who wish to teach, and wisdom to students who wish to become enlightened. So when working with them, it's always best to ask if you can connect to the spirit of the stone and then state the purpose of your inquiry. So for me, I respectfully ask the spirit of the stone to unify with my heart and enlighten me on how light coding works. There is never any verbal communications when I speak with crystals. All these meditations are just knowings or sensations or communications from my heart directly into the crystal, and then the crystal emits vibrations back into my body that I interpret as knowings. And then what I have to do is sit down and try and put words to the knowings that I get. The knowings create a deep resonance inside of me, so I can move past my programmed mind, in other words, what I think it should be or what I believe it could be, into what I know it is, and sense a deeper level of truth within me about what I'm being told. I became aware that we are all coded even before we arrive in the world. Our DNA is coding. It is impregnated within our DNA, in our ancestry, and it determines our traits, how we look, our life lessons. And even though we may have siblings, we are all coded differently. I felt that the codings were sort of structured to meet a higher alignment to the growth of the soul. So we're coded in keeping of the lessons that our soul wants to have whilst we're here in the human form. So there will never be two identical versions of incarnations, although some can be very similar. When we enter the world, the Earth's energetic field sort of ignites the coding within us, and then history or his story continues, and another opportunity for evolution is evolved and opened for us. So let's take a moment to talk about the Earth's energetic field. To understand light coding, you need to comprehend that the Earth absorbs energy from the local sun. The light from the local sun is infused into the matrix of Mother Earth and stored in the quartz. I don't know if you know or not, but quartz is the most abundant and widely distributed mineral found at the Earth's surface. It is present and plentiful in all parts of the world. It has been found that quartz can absorb, store, transmit, and transmute the light frequencies. When the sun's rays are absorbed into the quartz matrix, some of the light appears to be magnified and transmitted back out into the atmosphere. Therefore, the vibration being emitted by the quartz into the Earth's atmosphere is linked to the light rays that are coming from our local sun. Shamans believe that light is consciousness, that the sun is emitting consciousness, somehow enabling us as humans to become more enlightened. Thousands of years ago, most human beings respected, praised, and even worshipped the sun. Numerous cultures perceived our sun to be a god or goddess. Our sun was considered to have superhuman powers. The mythologies, as well as the factual histories of a number of ancient civilizations, contain references to our sun as a conscious entity. We have only to think back to the Incas, the Aztecs, the Egyptians, the Persians, the Indians, the Japanese, the Greeks, the Romans. Historical records left by some former people attest to a conscious sun directly influencing human beings. Now, if you want to learn more about the religions and the talking of how the sun is a consciousness, you may want to visit the sunconscious.org website. The sun provides light. Another word for light is illumination. So the sun provides our illumination, enlightenment, for us not just physically but spiritually as well. That is why we use the term enlightenment when we have a realization into a truth, a possibility, or a life lesson. Alternative perception that can help us become more peaceful and more at ease, more loving and more harmonious within our being. Souls choose to incarnate and come to earth to integrate the wisdom or consciousness or light, whatever you want to call it, of the sun and evolve and grow even brighter. This will help you to become stronger because your mind will be able to perceive a bigger picture, and also healthier because you start to live in harmony with yourself. And your soul is here to shine brightly along with the consciousness of Mother Earth and nature. You could say we are here to join Mother Nature in her quest for evolution and integration of the softer, more beautiful, harmonious realms of existence, making this planet a place where the consciousness, the light that is here, is providing a place where all life forms can have that soft, kindness, gentle, harmonious level of existence. The capacity of consciousness and wisdom that can be reached is dependent upon the velocity of light that's being emitted from the local sun. Shamans stated that there will come a time when the great central sun will charge our local sun and increase the vibration on this planet to enable a more soulful connection, and there will be souls present here on earth that will be able to digest and understand the new light or new level of consciousness through the coding that is coming from the great central sun. The codes would be stored in the matrix of Mother Earth and then emitted back out into the atmosphere, and only revealed to those who are in tune with their heart and with nature, really. So just to retrack, it's just basically saying that the Earth, the planet we are on, is a living entity, and that this living entity is also evolving. It wants to be brighter and live in the more harmonious energies, because it's not just human beings that inhabit this planet. There are many, many life forms on the planet. And if the energy around the planet is more loving, more harmonious, it will sustain life longer, more healthily, and have a more productive energy. And us as human beings, we're just here really, I suppose, for the journey that our soul wants to experience this enlightenment with Mother Earth. Now, if all this sounds really foreign to you, that's fine, but some of you who are listening may begin to resonate with what I'm saying and feel that you are one of the so-called chosen ones who can hear the call of Mother Earth and feel and sense truths more easily than others, and have a compelling desire to connect with the crystals. Crystals will reveal light codes to you by impregnating the light directly into your neurological system. And this will bypass your old mental programming and reprogram your mind with a super consciousness. The crystals will help you access the gentler frequencies, unveil truths to you, and help you become a member of the super race that is emerging on this planet. The super race is not a superior race, as we may define it in any other way. In fact, the new race of people are more humble, and they're more understanding, more loving, more truthful, and are definitely more in tune with the bigger picture. Now, some people ask me if there is an age that is associated with the evolution in consciousness, and the answer is no, absolutely no. Some of us have been on this planet longer than others, but the soul never ages. The soul of a new baby can be an old soul that has returned. So, please do not inhibit your growth by thinking you are too old or too young or too absolutely anything, as the truth is that you are not an age. Your soul is eternal. Now, it was prophesied in the Bible and in quite a lot of other places, Isaiah 60, I think it is in the Bible, that a great darkness would descend upon the earth, and those who have chosen to will come to earth and help in the ascension process out of that darkness into the light. And I think the darkness is symbolic of dark thoughts, fear. And that the chosen ones who have decided to come, and they're not chosen by anyone else, but they have chosen themselves to come to earth. And they will do so by listening to their own inner wisdom. They will incorporate a new level of consciousness from the light of truth, the light of love. And I personally believe that time is now, because there seems to be an awful lot of heaviness or darkness or fear, whatever you want to call it, around the planet. The light is reflected and magnified through the crystalline structure of the earth and the crystals that we work with. So when you pick up a clear quartz crystal, put it in the sunlight to charge it and the moonlight to soften it. I am actually very fortunate because I have seen photographic evidence of this light coding from a trusted soul back in the year 2000. I saw within a photograph that there were actual shapes that looked like codes present in the light rays captured with an image of light being emitted from a crystal skull. Now, these codes were seen when the image had been magnified greatly, but there were in fact shapes in a rainbow of light that looked like it was either being received or transmitted through a crystal skull. Now, if you've ever heard of the story of the crystal skulls, apparently there are supposed to be 7. Now, this I don't know whether is true or not, but apparently there are supposed to be 7 crystal skulls that are here to magnify and help raise the collective consciousness. And I was lucky enough to meet a soul who felt she had one of these 7 crystal skulls and showed me the skull and this photograph. I have to say that she was very protective of the energy of it and would not take it in places that she didn't think had a pure energy, saying that she was fully aware that the new consciousness was very precious and the vibration needed holding in that space, and if she took the skull to places where there was impurity, it could lower the vibration of the skull. There are a select number of skulls, and I believe it's 7 around the world, all apparently receiving information from the great central sun. If you know anything about the cosmos, you'll know that there are different solar areas in the cosmos that are all rotating around a great central sun. And the great central sun is located at the galactic core in the center of the Milky Way. The skulls will impregnate the new vibratory information into the quartz matrix of Mother Earth to be unleashed into the collective when the time is right. Now this was back in 2000, and here we are in 2022, 22 years later, and I believe that this energy has been released over a period of time out into the collective. Having worked with quartz crystals for over 40 years, I am noticing that the expansion of awareness is more astute now than ever, and that the divide in perception is far more noticeable, that there are a lot more people that are seeing the good in the world, that are more open-hearted, more loving, more kind, more trusting, and there are a lot of people that are the definite opposite. They've closed down, they live in fear, they live in a vibration that is quite heavy and withdrawing of their energy, whereas the others are making themselves more luminous in the world. So what actually are these codes now, and how can they be accessed, and how can you access them? The codes are impregnated within the light of the quartz matrix. So buy yourself a clear quartz point. They can be accessed via intentional meditation with the quartz, and the light will be ingested into your neurological system. So please don't try and mentally understand what the crystal is saying to you. It's a resonance, a feeling that you have to interpret, because it will take you away from the programmed mind. You have to be prepared to let go of all your old belief systems and allow new perceptions to come to you, and it will challenge the way you think, because the new consciousness doesn't have the rigidity that the old consciousness has. So the light that's coming from the quartz into your energy field will trigger an activation within your psyche, a sort of remembrance of who you really are. How the body responds to all this is unique to everyone. Some people start to detox, some people find it really deeply relaxing, other people find that their body needs to realign itself. In other words, they get some aches and pains initially when they first start to connect on a neurological level to the quartz. So not everyone as well can activate the codes, because they need to have an open heart, that yes, the light will go into your neurological system, but if your heart is closed, then you may find you're not able to hear or interpret, should we say, the vibration that's going into your energy field. People who live in their head and have a closed heart will also find it very difficult to activate the vibration and the coding. Like I said previously in my last podcast, one of the main things about working with crystals is that you have to be able to silence your mind, to be able to listen more deeply. Now, there is a technique on how to do it, but basically the key to activating the codes lies within an ability to have an open heart, to place the crystal over the heart area, and to set your intention to treat the crystal as though it has a spirit, which it has, and to be very respectful and sit humbly waiting, not expecting anything to happen, just sitting in the silence and getting used to the connection with the silence that some of us have lost. I have been asked if the coding is within other crystals, and to a degree, yes, it is. Each crystal has a message. However, using natural quartz, which means it's not been faceted, it's not been tumbled, it's just raw, untampered from the earth, can be likened to having access to all the information that you can ever need, because it contains the full color spectrum, which means it's not inhibited by one ray of light. It gives you access to all rays of light. I suppose very much like the modern day internet. So holding a crystal and meditating in the silence with it, holding it on your heart, you're ingesting a full rainbow of light and giving you the opportunity to be able to ask anything and open yourself up to receive anything. And I always think it's strange that the main component within a computer is in actual fact a natural quartz. The silicon dioxide is quartz. Other minerals and crystals can unlock coding, but each have, like I said previously, a specialist subject. For example, rose quartz is a specialist in rectifying distorted programming on love and mothering issues. Although parts of the quartz family, the pink ray in rose quartz is only one part of the rainbow, the full spectrum, which can be accessed in the clear light of quartz. So you have a lot easier ability to be able to upgrade your consciousness with clear quartz than you do with quartz that has a mineral in and in a specific color code. So if you decide you want to learn more about codings and how the light can come into your energy field and how to ingest it, one way is through your fingertips. Just holding the quartz in your fingertips have the ability to absorb all the light and take it directly into your heart, up your arm and into your chest and into your heart, because that is where the energy will trigger a remembrance. Your heart has the ability to help you remember who you are. So just holding the crystal in your fingertips will help you ingest the light. Placing it over your heart, obviously. Tapping on pulse points is another way that you can get the light into your neurological system. So hopefully that's helped you understand a little bit about light coding. It is possible to go into all the subjects that the codes can offer us, but I think this is a personal journey and would take me forever to tell you about all the different codings and how they have upgraded my personal journey and how they've upgraded my thinking and helped me open my heart more. And I can tell you more about the sacred geometry if you want to join me on one of my classes, because we do special classes in the diploma on sacred geometry, telling you all about how to use the crystals, how to bring the light out of them and to work with particular shapes and designs that are on the crystals. So if you want to join us on one of our courses, please visit www.britishacademyofcrystalhealing.co.uk. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. I write many little snippets of information on our Crystal Shaman Facebook group. So you're welcome to join us on there, take a look and see. And also on our YouTube channel, British Academy of Crystal Healing, you will find some techniques on how to use crystals, some free meditation videos, some free educational videos. So we're doing our best to get this information out there to you guys so you can find that happiness, work with crystals and get the best out of them. So I'm just going to send you many, many blessings, love and lightness to be with you. My next podcast, I will be speaking more about a master race evolving on this planet and what that actually means. So until we meet again, I remain a soul traveler of the light, committed to raising awareness and love. Take care, guys. Thanks for joining me.